What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 1993 movie, The Nightmare Before Christmas. So this movie tells the story of Jack Skellington, who is the king of Halloween Town, and one night at the end of Halloween, he goes off on his own and is walking through this forest, kind of feeling dead inside and bored with his life, and he comes across these trees. Each tree has a door that leads to each town, and as he stumbles into the one for Christmas Town, he learns all about Christmas and decides to take a lot of stuff and go back to Halloween Town and show the people of the town the stuff that he found, and plans to take over Christmas this year and everything, and deliver presents and stuff so that he has something new to do in life. And through this, he ends up discovering that he's great at what he does, and what he does suits him and stuff, and it's just kind of like a big reconfirmation of his life, I guess, if that makes sense. But this is a really popular movie. Like, more than likely you've seen this movie. It's one of the most popular holiday movies out there. It's both a Halloween movie and a Christmas movie. I know a lot of people debate on which one it's more of. I consider it to be both, even though technically, if you want to get technical, it could be counted more as a Christmas because it is set closer to Christmas time throughout most of the movie, because most of it is set after Halloween. But at the same time, it also feels like a Halloween movie because most of it takes place in the town of Halloween. So it's one of those that it is what you want it to be. I usually go back and forth every other year. Some years I watch it during Christmas time, sometimes I watch it close to Halloween. Last couple years I've watched it during Halloween time though, but because I saw it in the theater with my friend last year. We got to see it on the big screen for the first time. It was awesome getting to experience it that way. But I absolutely love this movie. Like most kids in the 90s, I grew up with this movie, watching it every year. There for a few years I watched it throughout the year, not just during the holidays, because my brother was obsessed with this movie, and I actually got tired of it for a while. I never hated it or anything, I just got tired of it, and went a couple years without watching it, and then kind of started revisiting it over the last few years, and kind of fell back in love with it. And I absolutely love this movie. It has a really good story. It's really fast-paced. It's only an hour and 16 minutes, so it doesn't overstay its welcome and everything, although it does kind of get a little bit slow during the second act, like when they're between him finding Christmas Land and them getting ready to do Christmas. It does kind of slow down a little bit, but not too bad, not bad enough to hurt the movie or anything. I'm never bored really when I watch it, and has some really great songs in here. So many great ones. The soundtrack is just as iconic as the movie. It has so many great songs in here. My favorite probably being This Is Halloween, but I also love What's This, and the Kidnap the Sandy Claus. I love that song. The Oogie Boogie song. All of the songs in this movie are just really good. I enjoy all of them, and the animation in here, it's done with stop motion animation. It's really good. The characters are all unique and have that Tim Burton feel, even though Tim Burton ain't the one that directed this. He is the one that's the creator of it. He wrote a poem that this movie is based on, and the poem is really good too. It's awesome. On my DVD there's a special feature of the poem being read by Christopher Lee, which is awesome, and he does such a great job. It's actually kind of gives me the chills sometimes listening to him read it, because he kind of just sounds creepy. It's awesome. And if it was awesome and creepy with him doing it, think about how more awesome it would have been if it was Vincent Price. But the voice cast in here is great too. Jack Skellington's voiced by Chris Sarandon when he's talking, and then throughout most of the movie he's singing, and he's voiced by Danny Elfman, who also did the score for this movie, which I think is awesome, because I love Danny Elfman, I love his music, and this is easily one of his best soundtracks, if not his best soundtrack. He just does such a great job with it, and I love the songs in this movie. And Catherine O'Hara does the voice of Sally, and she's really good too. And Sally is probably my favorite character in the movie. I just find her to be really likable. As much as I love Jack, there's just something about her that it's really lovable, and she's a really nice character. And but there's so many great characters in here. A lot of them are just people of the town that they don't have a lot to do, but it's always fun seeing them because their designs are so unique. Like you got the werewolf guy and the witches and different creepy looking creatures and stuff. And there's like this zombie kid that's cute but also creepy looking, and a clown and a thing that looks like Gilman from Creature from the Black Lagoon. And there's a lot of cool different creatures in here too, and that each of them have their own little personalities. And you also got the mayor of Halloween, who has two faces and everything. He pretty much saying he's a two-faced politician, and he has one of my favorite lines in the entire movie. It cracks me up every time I watch it, when he says, "Jack, please, I'm only an elected official. I can't make decisions by myself." Every time he says that line in the movie always cracks me up, especially now that I'm older and I kind of get the Two-Face reference and stuff a little bit more. I thought that was really funny. As a kid, I always thought it was just he had two faces to express when he's happy and when he's sad, but now I totally get it, and I was like, man, that crap is hilarious. But I love this movie, and like most people that grew up with it, love it, and I know it's got a huge fan base. I don't know very many people that don't love this movie. It's really entertaining, and it's always a fun watch and everything. I'm surprised I'm just now getting around to reviewing it, seeing that I watch it almost every year or so. I've watched it every year since I started doing reviews, so I don't know why this is the first time I'm really talking about it, but it's definitely worth checking out if you haven't seen it, especially if you love Tim Burton. If you're not a fan of Tim Burton and his style and stuff, though, you're probably not going to like it, though. But it is a great movie, and I think that the minds between Tim Burton and Henry Selick, who directed the movie, which he never gets any credit for this movie, unfortunately, but the minds between the two of them, they did a really great job making this movie, and it's always been one that I've always loved and everything. So now I'd say I'd give The Nightmare Before Christmas 9 out of 10. It's a really entertaining movie, and it's definitely a classic and one that everybody should see at least once. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of this movie, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.